A young girl seeks revenge on the Yakuza members responsible for the death of her brother. Sound cool? Because I'm here to talk about Machine Girl from 2008. This was written and directed by Noboru Iguchi. Sorry, I can't say Japanese stuff apparently. Known for other Japanese gore schlock like Robo Geisha and Mutant Girls Squad. And I've had Machine Girl in my collection for a while now. I don't know, 6 months maybe, something like that. But after finally watching it, man, I want more of this. I mean, if you like stuff like Turbo Kid from 2015 or even Planet Terror from 2007, this should be an easy win for you, I would think. There are a lot of revenge films in Japanese cinema. Seems to be, a very common storyline. And I'm kind of a sucker for them, especially with a really cool female lead. And this was really just a simple idea that Iguchi had come up with. His original concept was going to be a one-armed girl wearing a bikini, but after developing the character of Ami, he gave her a school uniform and a massive gun where one of her arms used to be, which is awesome. And the second you put this movie on, it's obvious to you that this is the work of people just having a shitload of fun. Maybe not a crew with decades of experience or a large budget, but very much a labor of love, and it's just infectious. Iguchi had been making movies since the late 80s, so I guess from a directing standpoint, there was quite a bit of experience here. I do have some issues with this film, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, but the positive for me far outweighs the negative. I actually kind of like how this movie is structured. It's pretty ambitious in a way. Like in the beginning, you see Ami as what she's become, which is a jaded anti-hero. And I'm kind of getting maybe, I would say like Tarantino influence as far as to how the storyline bounces around from past to present. You see Ami living a fairly happy life with her brother Yu after losing both of their parents to some weird situation that oddly has little to do with anything, leaving Ami and Yu to fend for themselves. I suppose this setup could be for dramatic purposes, because when Yu is eventually murdered, it's that much more intense, since Yu is pretty much all Ami has at that point. And if you're wondering why I, mention Yu's murder, it's hardly a spoiler, because you know really early on that it's going to happen. So, Yu racks up a debt he can't pay with a kid at school whose father is in the Yakuza, and Yu ends up paying with his life, along with his friend from school. Ami prepares herself by training in martial arts and learning how to fight. And this part of the film is very Kill Bill. Once she's ready, she heads out to go after the kids responsible for her brother's death and anyone who gets in the way. It's such a simple premise and has been done thousands of times, of course, but there's just so much charm and enthusiasm here, you can just feel it. The opening scene sets you up immediately for what is to come in the next 90 or so minutes, which is lots and lots and lots of very violent fight scenes. If gory Japanese films are not your thing, you can definitely skip this one. In fact, I'd suggest you do so. This film also comes off to me as very anime-inspired. My son watches a ton of anime, and this easily could have been one set to live action. Now that I say that, this might be an anime adaptation. I don't know. I didn't see that anywhere. So hopefully, hopefully it isn't, because I should have seen that and what little research I've done. My biggest complaint, though, by far, would have to be all the dramatic scenes that are peppered in for depth, because they just don't work, in my opinion, and there are way too many of them. I mean, I understand it's a very common trope in Japanese cinema, but these scenes, they really just kind of take me out of the movie, and I would cut out almost all of them if it was up to me. That said, I had more than enough fun to overlook those scenes, because this movie is just fight scene after violent fight scene, other than the stuff that I mentioned. I know I've mentioned Kill Bill a few times already, but if you liked the over-the-top fight scenes in that movie, I think you might have a blast with this. The gore effects are simple and low budget, and were headed by Tsuyoshi Kazuno and Yoshiro Nishimura, who worked on cult Japanese gore films like Tokyo Gore Police from 2008. So I'm giving Machine Girl a 6.5 out of 10, and I highly recommend this for any fan of this kind of stuff. Again, if you like gory Japanese films, if you like violent anime or manga, if you like stuff like Turbo Kid or the fight scenes from the first Kill Bill, I think you'll have fun with this, like I did. And like I said, the budget was low, but the inspiration was not. This is a film made by people who have a lot of passion for what they do, and you feel it every step of the way. Cheers, guys.